Rico, tonight our Animal Investigations Unit taking on the escalating controversy over the meat industry's push to pass AG-Gag bills. These laws make it a crime to go undercover and videotape abuses at factory farms. Right now, as we speak, about 9 billion with a B animals are living out their lives in factories. Animals with as much capacity for pain as little Rico here or your dog or cat. Breaking news, the New York Times editorial board has just condemned these AG-Gag bills, saying, quote, their only purpose is to keep consumers in the dark to make sure we know as little as possible about the grim details of factory farming, end quote. Meat industry groups counter those harrowing undercover videos present an inaccurate image of their industry.
I'm not defending animal abuse of any kind, but the activist community like HSUS is trying to make these videos representative of the entire industry, and that's completely false. And they really have disingenuous motives, and that again goes back to trying to mislead the public into believing that their food is inhumanely or incorrectly produced, and that's simply not true.
But animal protection groups say the cruelties are not aberrations, but rather industry standard. They point to pigs kept in gestation crates the size of their bodies, unable to turn around for months, even years on end. Critics say these crates clearly cruel and constitute torture, but they are industry standard. The Humane Society of the United States says other standard practices include tail docking, cutting off of tails of cattle without anesthesia, and the cutting off of beaks of live chicken without medication. Another New York Times editorial, a law professor calling for factory farms and slaughterhouses to install webcams in key areas of operation and put those web addresses on food packages so consumers can see how their meat's raised. Joining me tonight, very special guest, President of the Humane Society of the United States, Wayne Pacelle. Wayne, as this controversy over these AG-Gag bills that criminalize undercover videos grows, do you agree with installing webcams in factory farms and allowing everybody in America to see these videos?
Jane, we shouldn't be closing the curtain as agribusiness is trying to do with these AG-Gag laws. We should be putting sunlight so the public can see how the animals are raised to produce the food that 300 million Americans consume. I mean, the factory farming industry wants people to disassociate their production practices from the product on their plate. So yes, Jane, we do support putting webcams in the slaughterhouses on the factory farms as a part, but not the entire package of items that we as consumers and as a country should be instituting in order to really look at how the animals are treated and how safe our food is or is not.
These AG-Gag bills have already passed in some states and are currently being debated in several others. Iowa, one of several states that have passed AG-Gag bills. Anti-whistleblower bills also under debate in California and several other states. So undercover investigations from groups like Humane Society, Mercy for Animals, PETA, have exposed a lot of cruelty in these farms. It's even led to criminal convictions. Wayne, could these bills put an end to these exposés?
You know, Jane, they really do threaten what we do in terms of our undercover investigations. I mean, our investigators don't disrupt anything. They do their job, but they also record what's going on. You know, these spokespersons from agribusiness say, well, they don't want, HSUS to manipulate this. These are pictures. They speak 1,000 words. We're not manipulating any footage. There's nothing that anyone has ever presented to show that we have doctored footage. This is all just a charade from agribusiness. What they're trying to do is deny the public the opportunity to see how animals are treated in slaughterhouses and on factory farms.
Well, it's certainly a consumer issue at the end of the day. If you're interested, you can go to the Humane Society's website. You can get involved because one thing we know and we can all agree on, little Rico and these other animals, they do not speak for themselves. They have no voice unless we speak for them. Nancy Grace is up next.